type of, when you go out of this campus, actually you have to deal with not rich people, how to empower the poor people, how that become a big business. I'm going to narrate the incidents. I recommend all of you to read the book of Professor C.K. Prahalad. It will be in your library. The Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid, published by Wharton School. The Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid. You must read, all of you. When the majority of the business houses focused on the haves, very innovative entrepreneurs are business focused on the have-nots. We have witnessed the success of their innovation as a successful business proposition for the people who are living below poverty line. Some of the innovators who walked on the unexplored path have witnessed tremendous amount of success in their approach. All the pre-assumption of the target business market, such as purchasing power parity, distribution difficulty due to non-availability of the road, transport and power, critical mass, brand consciousness, adaptability and connectivity has been broken by these innovators and created a new market called empowered customers from the people who are living below the poverty line. Because we have in India itself 300 million people. Your target population, that 300 million people, not that 700 million people, middle class and rich. That means when the innovation has built the capacity to consume with respect to affordability, access and availability, and the knowledge dissemination through technological tools and innovation in process, product and services, the new market has been created. When the agriculture growth is less than 3%, and the farming and agriculture were considered as a worthless practice, and when many farmers got into difficulties, ITC has innovated seed chapel and brought productivity increase, a better price for their crops, better yield through better practices, and a sense of dignity and confidence in being connected with the rest of the world, ultimately improved lifestyle and brighter future. Similarly, the experience of Gujarat farmers. For the 45 million people worldwide and 9 million people in India, the precious gift of sight has been snatched away, most often needlessly. Aravind Eye Care system has innovated 70-30 model and contributed for eradicating avoidable blindness in Tamil Nadu, and still a profitable enterprise in eye care. 70-30 for 100 patients. Nowhere in the world has happened. 70 patient free treatment. Only 30 have to pay. Well to do. When 5.5 million amputees in India, 10 million to 20 million amputees in the world, and the additional 250,000 people lose their limbs annually to diseases, accidents or other resorts, Bhagwan Mahavir Samiti has innovated prosthetic Jaipur foot and revolutionized life for tens of thousands of amputees around the world. Today, ISRO's technology, polyurethane, is further expected to reduce the cost, and it becomes more lighter by 60%. It has become an enterprise. A social task, social mission has become an enterprise. Nowhere it has happened in the world. When India contributes to 30% of all diarrhea deaths in the world, and 19.2% of the children in India suffer from diarrhea due to non-accessibility to safe water and sanitation and awareness on better hygiene practices, Hindustan Liver Limited innovated and created a unique public-private partnership model as a solution, made this public health issue as an integral part of the business, and created a success in improving the quality of life. When the banks consider the people of living below poverty line are not a viable market because of their negligible purchasing power, and treated them as a non-viable and not financially bankable, ICICI Bank innovated microfinance to self-help groups and proved the world how formal banking can convert the poor into customers, at the same time empowering the poor. All this innovation, innovated and pioneered by the industry, corporate, NGOs for the poor, has symbolized the business success, at the same time elevated the quality of life of the people who are living below poverty line. For all this, what is one thing that is needed is work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Will you repeat with me? I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Very tough, isn't it? Will you do, all of you, an exercise? Tomorrow, by email, you can send me apj@abdulkalam.com email. Okay? You have to give me 5 names. One political leader who, living political leader, not gone political leader, who worked with integrity, succeeded with integrity. Okay? Do you follow? Number one you have to write. Only one you should write. Don't clutter that one. Only one living person you believe, young fellows, only for young fellows. Older students, you should respond to me. Second one, bureaucrats. Bureaucrats in India who worked with integrity and succeeded with integrity. Select one fellow. Okay? Second fellow. Third fellow, CEO of bank or any industry, CEO who worked with integrity and succeed with integrity. Fourth fellow will be a social worker. He made a societal change. And fifth, finally, a person whom you believe in all the integrated way, he made a big difference to the country by working with the integrity and succeed with integrity. How many of you respond to me? How many of you respond with me? 24 hours I have given you, okay? So wish you all the best. Tough time you will have. Okay. Now, can you now work with integrity, succeed with integrity? You repeated with me. How to work with integrity? What is the one thing needed to work with integrity and succeed with integrity? Because not taught in the management schools. That's why I am going deep into it. The work with integrity and succeed with integrity, how to do that? Now that's called, you need righteousness in the heart. The righteous in the heart. Will you repeat with me if you don't mind? Sorry, your breakfast I hope you have taken? Okay, now you are going to repeat. Where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. Harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. Friends, did you see one unique situation? If you have one quality, beauty in the character possible, harmony in the home is possible, order in the name is possible, and peace in the world is possible. What is that one quality? What is that one quality? Righteous in the heart. Now the question is, who will give that righteousness in the heart? Can you guess? Who can give the righteous in the heart? Young fellows, respond. Even sitting fellows can respond. Floor fellows can respond. Righteous in the heart, who can give? Eh? Ourselves. Yes? Yes? One of you get up and talk, man. We ourselves, okay. This one answer. Yes? Anybody else from the management school? Experts? God. Okay. One management expert says God. Okay. Anybody? Yes? Eh? Teacher. 50 marks you got, not 100. Yeah. Yes. Okay, friends, I will give that answer. 3 people can give you the righteous, the heart up to age 17. After that, difficult. Okay, up to age 17. The 3 people are all father, mother in a spiritual environment. Father, mother in a spiritual environment. Third one is a primary school teacher. Primary school teacher. These are the 3 people can give the righteous in the heart. And I am sure all of you would have got it, or you try, okay? See the link between the divine message of the righteous and the intervention of the industry to bring peace to the... So what is treated as a neglected segment is a big market for the multinational companies today. What is considered as a charity by the industry through corporate social responsibility has been redefined into a social entrepreneurship to empower the people. See that how it changed, created the customer for their business, leads to win-win business model for both. So dear friends, you all should have the courage to walk into an unexplored path that will lead to success in your enterprising spirit and bring prosperity, peace and society. Friends, let me talk about what type of world in the present century you will witness. What type of world? And the world in the 21st century, that is the present century, will be a knowledge-based society with multiple opportunities. I was reading a book, but I have modified some thoughts to explain to you. I was studying the book called Empires of the Mind by Dennis Waitley. You should read that book. It's a paperback available and very simple book. This book gives what type of new world which we are facing now, what was yesterday, what is today. I have modified certain points of the author to suit our condition, Indian condition. I have also added a third line which is pertinent to the action required by the management institution, like Great Lake Institute. It specially says the message is what worked yesterday won't work today. What worked yesterday won't work today. That is the message the book gives. Now, for example, I am going to give you 10 points. First point, you can work with me. First point, yesterday natural resources defined the power. Yesterday, natural resources defined the power. Today? Very good. Today, knowledge is the power. Now, what is the message? Institution like yours will be the powerhouse for the knowledge. Now, second point, yesterday hierarchy was the model. Yesterday, hierarchy was the model. Today, synergy is the mandate. Today, institution would be an enabler of an intersection of the multiple faculties. That is, among faculties, a business fellow, a market fellow, a strategy fellow, a project fellow, all very interactive. That means institution would be enabler of an intersection of the multiple faculties toward mission goals. Third point, yesterday leaders commanded and controlled. Yesterday they were commanders, leaders. Today leaders empower and coach. Today leaders, not commanders, they are not commanders. They are empower and coach. That means potential leaders will be empowered through exposure to the needs of the sustainable development. What we need today, what you learn in the college, in the institution like management institution, how to do the sustained development. Yesterday, shareholders came first. Today, this is your area, customer comes first. That means education should inculcate sensitivity to customer needs. Yesterday, employees took order. Today, teams make decisions. That means institution can inject team spirit. When you are learning, the teams with multiple teams have to do the programs. Yesterday, production determined the availability. Today, competitiveness is the key. That means competitiveness powered by research. And the university or any institution have to have the motto of teaching, research, teaching. That means the best research will give best teaching. Best teaching will give the best research. Yesterday, value was extra. Today, value is everything. Value-based education has to be introduced as a part of the curriculum at least for 1 hour every week, everywhere. Yesterday, everyone was a competitor. Today, everyone is a customer. During education, industrial and entrepreneurship training is essential. Yesterday, profits were earned through expediency. Today, work with integrity and succeed with integrity. That means home, organization and educational places should become the learning places. Friends, I am sure the member of present here, particularly young people, will keep this aspect of 21st century in mind, which will facilitate the students and faculties to evolve the learning process of meeting the demands of the 10 components, or you can add some more, of knowledge society. For that, what is needed is the creative leadership. Now, how do you get the creative leadership? Now, friends, I will be connecting the competitiveness for national prosperity and the evolution of a creative leadership. I am starting with the competitiveness, end with the creative leadership. Since I am the midst of the experts and professionals in management, let me discuss the linkage between the national economic development and creative leadership. A nation's economic development is powered by competitiveness. The competitiveness powered by knowledge power. The knowledge power is powered by technology and innovation. Technology and innovation is powered by resource investment. Resource investment is powered by return on investment. Return on investment is powered by revenue. Revenue is powered by volume and repeat sales, as you know. Volume and repeat sales is powered by customer loyalty. Customer loyalty is powered by quality and value of products. Quality and value of products powered by employee productivity and innovation. Now, employee productivity is powered by employee loyalty. Employee loyalty is powered by employee satisfaction. Employee satisfaction is powered by a working environment, like a green environment. Working environment is powered by management innovation. The management innovation is powered by creative leader. Where they started? Competitiveness. I ended. Finally, the national development is powered by competitiveness. Finally, I landed there, creative leadership. For success in all missions, it is essential to have a creative leaders in our country or anywhere. Creative leadership means exercising the vision to change the traditional role from the commander to the coach. You will not become the commander when you are a leader. From the commander to coach, manager to mentor, from director to delegator, and from one who demands respect to one who facilitates self-respect. For enhancing enterprise value, we need the large number of creative leaders. I suggest to the audience, all the students particularly, leaders of the institutions, the first few rows, and the student to have an exercise on evolution of a creative leadership. That means you have to study the law of development and national economic development and multiple steps that power economic development leading to the creative leadership. Management for the billion. Now, key Indian management institutions are ranked internationally very well, and their alumni are doing extremely well as their leaders, ladders, and change agents, top multinational and national institutions. Their salary earnings and challenging leadership position are making many youth to move towards the management training. While we are proud of this, the question that we have to ask is, how do you make use of this favorable situation for the inclusive development of the country? Friends, in my opinion, the education of the management for 21st century has to be all focused towards 2020 development profile of the nation. When you are in India, you must talk about 2020 development profile of the nation as well as the world development profile 2030. 2030 I have propagated recently for the world. I have experimented this idea with my team in Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad, at Indore as well as Gatton Business School, Kentucky in USA. The results are encouraging. Many ideas emerge in creating a free nation, in improving education system at all levels, in ensuring quality energy and water, in realizing a transparent governance and many other areas of development. I feel each management institution may study missions keeping in view the sustainable development of the city and state where they are located. Why not our village panchayat leaders and our officials at various levels, state government, officials, post offices, railway station, police system, and many other walks of life in governance routinely get trained in management through specially designed course packages in the affordable way? Now, friends, I believe that finally I would like to say, in conclusion, what I will conclude is profit and integrity. We will have to find newer methods of cooperation so that the core competitions of even remote villages can be synchronized for competitive products. So everything global must have that tone. Management for 6 billion, then the world, 6 billion people, water for 6 billion, energy for 6 billion, education for 6 billion, healthcare for 6 billion. Such empowerment will lead to the world which is prosperous, peaceful, grows on sustainable path of development. It is beyond doubt that the enterprises and business model will play an increasing role in the evolution of the humankind and nation in the future. They would be recognized by the contribution which they make lives of the people, and the profit would be recognized only when they come with the integrity. Now, profit with integrity, is it possible? Profit with integrity leads to sustained growth. How is it possible? We need to have national ethics for sustained growth and peace. Where from it starts? Nation has to have ethics in all its tasks for sustained economic prosperity and peace. If nation is to have ethics, society has to promote ethics and value system. If society is to have ethics and value system, families should adhere to ethics and value system. If families have to get evolved ethics and value system, parenthood should have the inbuilt ethics. Parental ethics come from great learning, value-based education, and creation of a clean environment that leads to righteousness in the heart. Friends, for 21st century, one of the way important business ethos will be the song, I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. You have already done that. It is indeed a tough process, but only tough-minded people defeat the problem and succeed. With these words, I inaugurate the Attitude 13 degree 0.5 means being organized by the Great Lakes Institute of Management. My greeting and best wishes to all of you. May God bless you all, friends. Now, friends, can I take some few, about 3 questions I can take because I have to go somewhere. Is enough? Okay? Oh. 3 or 4 questions, yeah. Anybody can ask. Only students. Even the sitting guys can ask. The sitting guys. Okay? Start.
Good afternoon, sir. So my name is Tripti.
Yeah.
Sir, I would like to know your take on the growing difference between the rich and the poor, the unequal distribution of wealth in India.
How to do it?
Sir, your take on it. Your viewpoints on it.
Well, my viewpoint, I have suggested what is called Pura. Pura means providing urban amenities rural area. That idea is Pura means providing physical connectivity, electronic connectivity and knowledge connectivity so that the economic connectivity of the people will come. That means the whole India convert into 7,000 Puras. Out of that, each Pura will have 20 to 50,000 people 30 to 40 villages. You give the physical connectivity and those villages, connect all of them, and one connectivity itself going to make economic change. Then you give the electronic connectivity so that the farmers and the fishermen will benefit from the message of what is the cost structure of the business products. Third one, knowledge connectivity. That means you give the core competence to the workers, core competence to the fishermen, core competence to the farmers. That is knowledge connectivity. If you give all these three connectivity, then you get the economic connectivity. Okay. Now Government of India decided very close to your college there is one Pura is going to come. Okay. The Government of India and the private sector jointly putting up a Pura complex going to come. They are connecting, I understand, 50 villages. Yes.
This book is available in the library with Mr. Pillai and Abdul Kalam.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Second question.
Good morning, sir. My name is Vasijit. My question to you goes like this. What are the two qualities that are inherent in you, and what are the two things that you learnt over the years that helped you reach to such great heights in life?
Well, I don't know whether I reached great height. Still I have to go a long way. But one thing I want to tell you, I have worked with great human beings, great leaders like Vikram Sarabhai and Professor Satish Dhawan and Dr. Prem Prakash. They are my gurus. I worked with them. And I worked with three projects. One is ISRO project, Satellite Launch Vehicle project. The another one, Agni project of DRDO. Third one, Pura, providing urban amenities rural. All these things, there are challenges. Good things are there and also problem will be there. What I learned out of these three programs so far in my, I am the 80th orbit around the sun. What is the meaning? I am the 80th orbit around the sun. I am in the earth. Earth is orbiting. One orbit is 1 year. So I am the 80th orbit at the moment. Okay. So 60 years, nearly 60 years after the 80th year, I have worked with this program. What I learned is, number one, a leader should have a vision. Leader should have vision. And vision not sufficient, then you must have a passion to do that vision. That's what Professor Vikram Sarabhai did. Passion to do the vision. Third one, you should not be frightened with the problem. Okay? You should become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem and succeed. Okay? What will you do? Problem should not become your captain. You should become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem and succeed. This third thing I learned. Fourth thing is the most important thing, work with integrity and succeed with integrity. These four qualities you have arrived. Okay? Okay.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah.
So what is the toughest situation you experienced when you work with integrity and succeed with integrity?
Worked with?
What is the toughest situation so far you are experienced when you work with integrity and succeed with integrity?
Well, I personally believe, you see, this question I was asked when I was addressing about 120 IAS trainees. They were already posted to collector district. They were to appointed at various districts. They asked me this question, Mr. Kalam, tell me, you are saying you asked us to work with integrity, succeed with integrity. But when I go and work with a fellow, my boss is corrupt, what shall I do? That's a question you are posed in a different way. Now, answer to that, what I told them, so I have worked in 3 government establishments. 2 government establishments, I worked nearly 45 years, both of them put together. When I worked, I had dealt with a lot of money, okay, a lot of money. But I assured that young man, IAS man, this 45 years period, nobody has approached me for wrong things, either the superior or anybody else. Now, why he did not approach? Why he did not approach? He or she, why did not approach to you to do wrong thing? Because you have to build a brand. Each one of you here, who are sitting here, build a brand around you. Okay? Build a brand. That brand very tough. Very tough. You have to go through lot of setbacks, but you have to face it with courage. People who have the courage only will succeed, okay? That means each one of you, if you want to succeed as a CEO, or you succeed in industry, or succeed in a governmental job, you have to build a brand around you. Nobody can come to you if you have a brand with that you can work with integrity and succeed with integrity, okay? Okay. Good question. Yes. This fellow. Yes, young fellows. Ask question, yeah.
You said that our educational system makes us like anybody else.
Yeah. Fantastic fellow, you got it. Yeah.
What changes would you propose to the system to make it go in a, I mean, to make us lead a better life, or to
Yes.
or to make us the take the path not
What
follow?
class you are studying?
I am studying in class 11,
What subject you have taken?
science.
What's your dream?
At the present, I want to become an IITian.
Okay. Now, it's a good question you asked me. See, in education there are three systems. One is primary education, secondary education, higher education. Okay. Now, I am not much concerned with the secondary education, the higher education. But our primary education is very bad. That means the children of creativity up to age 17, the education should bring out the creativity of the children. That means the teacher has to be creative, the classroom has to be creative. It's a new environment. Professor Yashpal is working, yes, a new type of education system for primary education. Okay? Okay, friends, thank you. Time over. I have some books for your library, and I'm very happy to give it to Uncle Bala.
Thank you. As a mark of respect for the visit of Dr. Kalam, and based on his advice, Great Lakes Institute of Management and myself on a 50-50 basis will initiate 5 scholarships from this year in the name of Mahatma Gandhi and Kasturbai Gandhi for 5 people. Thank you very much, sir. And this will be based on merit and need based. Thank you very much for the pleasure, and now we'll request.
Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure to listen to you. Audience, we request.
Boredom. It's something you chase away, like a shadow in the night, filling every silence with scrolls of social media, endless notifications, and the hum of distractions that promise escape. But what if this relentless pursuit of stimulation is your greatest enemy? Imagine sitting in the quiet void, your mind wandering unchecked, and suddenly sparks of genius ignite, much like Machiavelli in his Forced Exile, where tedium birthed The Prince, a masterpiece of cunning strategy. Is boredom not a curse, but a forge for power? You feel it now, that uneasy itch. Why do we fear the empty hours? What hidden truths emerge when the noise fades? Yet, this is just the surface. Deeper roots twist through your psyche, waiting to unravel the illusion of constant entertainment. Why do you flee boredom, as if it's a predator stalking your soul? The answer lies in the machinery of your mind, wired by evolution to crave novelty, yet shackled by a society that feeds you endless distractions. Nietzsche warned of the eternal return, a life trapped in repetitive cycles, while Sartre saw boredom as the nausea of existence itself, your confrontation with meaninglessness. You're conditioned to equate stillness with failure. But Machiavelli knew better. In the quiet of exile, he dissected power's anatomy. What if boredom isn't emptiness, but a mirror reflecting your deepest fears? Why does your mind recoil from its own depths? The consequences of this avoidance shape your reality in ways you've yet to see. You're trapped, aren't you? Drowning in distractions. You barely notice how boredom's absence warps your reality. Neurologically, your brain craves dopamine hits from screens, creating an addiction to fleeting stimuli. Psychologists call it the novelty bias. Schopenhauer saw it as the pendulum of life. Boredom or suffering, no middle ground. By fleeing the former, you're sculpted by algorithms and cultural noise, your thoughts outsourced to a machine. Machiavelli's genius emerged in stillness, but you're losing your edge, your originality dulled by constant input. What's the cost of this endless escape? A life unexamined? A mind unmoored? The trap tightens, but there's a way out, a rebellion waiting to spark. You can break free, but it demands rebellion against the noise. Machiavelli didn't flee boredom, he weaponized it, crafting brilliance in exile's silence. You must do the same. Embrace the void. Studies show boredom sparks divergent thinking, unlocking creativity your distracted mind buries. Reject the dopamine treadmill, mute your phone, sit with the discomfort. Viktor Frankl found meaning in the abyss of suffering. You can find purpose in stillness. Start small, 10 minutes of nothing, no screens, just your thoughts. Feel the resistance, then the clarity. History's greatest minds, Machiavelli, Newton, Einstein, thrived in solitude's forge. Will you dare to reclaim your mind? The final truth awaits, one that redefines everything you thought you knew. You've touched the void, and now the truth unveils itself. Boredom isn't your enemy, it's your salvation. In the stillness, you confront the raw essence of existence, where Machiavelli forged his cunning, and you can forge your purpose. Neuroscience reveals boredom rewires your brain, sparking neural pathways for insight and resilience. Sartre's nausea becomes your crucible, burning away illusions to reveal your authentic self. This is the paradigm shift. To be bored is to be alive, to wrestle with meaning itself. Embrace it, and you'll craft a life of intention, not reaction. Step into the silence. Will you let it haunt you or remake you? The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking. So, what about you? Have you ever had a moment of boredom that led to something amazing? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about creativity and mental well-being, be sure to check out my video on unlocking your creative potential.
President of India, Chancellor of the Indian Institute of Space, Science and Technology, and Ambassador Barry Desker, Dean of the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to introduce His Excellency, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam from India. Dr. Kalam served as the 11th President of India from July 2002 until July 2007. Prior to that, he had served as a Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India as a Cabinet Minister from 1999 to 2001. Dr. Kalam is an outstanding scientist. He has made great contributions to Indian defense research, space research, and atomic energy development. In fact, he is known as the father of the Indian nuclear bomb. Dr. Kalam has also made tremendous contributions to the fields of science and engineering, and more broadly, to the development of education in India. Since his stepping down, he has spent increasingly more time pondering important civilizational issues affecting humankind. We are therefore very pleased that President Kalam could join us today and to deliver the World Leader Keynote Address. His talk is entitled The Confluence of Civilizations, Peace and Prosperity of Societies. May I now welcome His Excellency Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Please, Dr. Kalam.
Friends, good afternoon for all of you. I hope you enjoy your food. I also enjoyed my food. First of all, I would like to greet my honorable friend, His Excellency President S.R. Nathan, and Ambassador Barry Desker, and all of you friends who have assembled here from various parts of the country and also within Singapore. Friends, before I have made a text for you to talk to. Before that, I thought, after hearing some of the discussion you had in this forum, I thought of telling you some few thoughts that struck me today morning. Number one, I have two experiences, India and multi-nation cooperation. That is, my analysis indicates if you can bring the core competence of multi-nations, and this is going to benefit a number of nations economically and culturally. For example, when I addressed the Pan-African Parliament with the 53 nations in Johannesburg, when I was a president, I proposed an idea of Pan-African E-Network. That Pan-African E-Network concerns the India offered that based on the core competence of Africa and India's core competence, we will invest about $150 million to connect 53 nations in telemedicine, teleeducation, and e-governance. And in about 4 years' time, nearly 40 countries have been connected. Now, this small amount of $150 million and the technology core competence of the nation can benefit 53 nations apart from India itself. It's the amount spent and the core competence of the nation is used. This I find this is what is needed today. Instead of we are in desperate economic problems, every nation has got a core competence. If we bring the core competence of multiple bilaterally or multiple nations, we can achieve a lot economically. Another area I personally involved what is called a collaboration between Russia and India. We invested about $150 million each. Total cost of the program $300 million. This is building a unique system world has not seen. And $300 million, at that time we did not know what we are heading. Only two scientists, myself from India and my friend in Russia, we know each other's core competence in the scientific laboratories. We brought together core competence, and fortunately both our governments saw the investment is a good one. So we invested $300 million. Today, that has become a business of $10 billion. Core competence of the two nations, it has become $10 billion. It's a small amount, looks like. But I find nationally, internationally, we have unique core competence. We need a unique type of leaders. What we need today, the leadership, the type of leadership what we need, leader of magnanimity. That means you have to accept the magnanimity of magnanimity is essential to accept there is a core competence exists for a nation and use your nation core competence, make a product system and it will be useful multiple nations. This is one quality is very important I observed. Friends, with this introduction, I am indeed delighted to address and interact with the participants at the second Singapore Global Dialogue hosted by the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies here in Singapore. My greetings to the organizers, policymakers, academicians, social workers, and students and present here. When I am here with all of you, let me share some thoughts on the subject, confluence of civilizations leading to prosperity and peace of the societies. Friends, past experience of multiple civilizations have shown that the peace has been eluding the world of nations. While time and again, world statesmen have talked about peace of the world, a viable mechanism for avoidance of war or fear of war has not been in sight. It has been a great effort of the leaders to have conceived fora like United Nations. But the question is, it's my personal opinion, not government opinion, but the question is whether they are effective enough. One issue may be that financial. It is contribution of a large economic powers is required for the survival of United Nations. Hence, many times, causes supported or silence observed may not be in the best interest of humanity as a whole. Another phenomenon we have been witnessing has been that civilizational growth is perceived as a function of war and war industry. Even the opinion makers and the analysis of international strategic thinking change their ways of thinking to suit the native policies of economically powerful nations because of international trade dependence. While in principle, democracy of a nation is propagated, it is not clear how much democratic opinions of nations are valued internationally, yet another dimension prevalent throughout the world, be it developed or developing, there are big divides within the nation on education, healthcare, water, energy, and other aspects. Such divides cause ripples and could turn out to be a potential conflict situation that can go out of control. The recent trend is wherever oil fields are there, it is becoming a liability for oil nations, particularly in the Middle East, for the recent high oil dependence of certain nations. With all these situations, the positive side of the event is that in the meanwhile, technology has greatly enabled globalization of the world and presents hitherto unexplored opportunities for nations simultaneously working on a regional cooperations. Let me now look at today's global environment. The present global environment indicates that we need new and out-of-box solutions. What is the global dynamics of the present time? Today, the challenges of the world are poverty, illiteracy, safe drinking water, a clean and green energy, equitable distribution of resources, quality education with values for all, societal imbalances, diseases, quality health care for all, and good living condition with employment potential. The individual nations are working together to find a solution to these challenges. However, we are clearly witnessing the challenge faced by nations are not only of their making or the solution amenable only by the individual nation. There are many international dimensions for the cause and solutions. Hence, working for solution is a collective responsibility of a global community. Also, when nations start working on the common enemies of illiteracy, poor health care, their tendency to focus on war business may come down with better mutual trust. Let us look at the dynamics of the manifestation of the global challenges. The world today is integrally connected through 4 rapid connectivities. They are environment, people, economy, and ideas. We all know that global warming and climate change are no longer problems of individual nations, but they are planetary problems. In the present time, a single product may be made out of components sourced from multiple continents and provide services to markets far off from their place of origin. We also saw and witnessing how the economic turbulence originating in one part of the globe, affecting many nations in trade and business, how a volcanic eruption in an island nation brought the entire airline industry to a halt. The world today is concerned about the recessions, growing inflationary pressures, potential fall in growth rates, affecting valuable efforts on development and lifestyle of many nations. Advances in transportation have progressively made movement of people across the nation and regions more feasible. This has led to the globalization of skills and talents which can flow seamlessly from one nation to another. This also has led to the globalization of the human diseases, the most recent instance being of different kinds of flu, which rapidly spread across the globe and threaten their lives. Similarly, ideas and innovation are no longer geographically or politically confined. An invention made today somewhere takes no time to find its market thousands of miles away. The expansion of information and communication technology and the convergence of technological tools are structuring a new world knowledge where problems of one part of the world can be solved by multiple experts based on different points of globe. Seamless flow of information and people also means that local or regional issues will invariably gain global prominence, and unaddressed problems and poverty can mutate rapidly into global terrorism, which we are already witnessing. The flow of ideas has also led to the increasing importance of global human rights and propagation of the ideas of democracy. Let me recall an experience. When I was traveling in an aircraft abroad to USA, 15 hours non-stop flight from Delhi to New York, the captain asked me to spend some time with him in his control room. I was told that much of its controls were software driven and most probably developed in India, the fly-by-wire. When I presented my credit card, I was told that it was being processed in the back-end server located in Mauritius. When I walked into a multinational software company in Bangalore, India, I was fascinated to find that it truly presented a multicultural environment. A software developer from China, working under a project leader from South Korea, working with a software engineer from India, and a hardware architect from the US, and the communication expert from Germany were all working together to solve the banking problem in Australia. I have seen how Singapore professionals keep it as a business hub connecting East and West. When I see all of them working together like one family, forgetting about the culture from which they came or the language they speak, I feel that the only hope for such borderless interaction to continue is to inculcate the spirit of borderlessness in every field of human activities in the planet Earth. Hence, friends, it is beyond doubt that we are progressively evolving a world where our problems would cut across the boundaries and would be multi-pronged. This implies the solution to these problems would have to be integrated with the knowledge of multiple nations and skills of multiple societies. With this background, I would like to delve further into an implementation strategies and challenges in achieving the people-empowered states in a global democratic environment with efficiency. I have been working on the subject of global level participation in solving problems applicable to the entire world with my students and research scholars at Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, Indian Institute of Management, Indore, and Gatton College of Business and Economics, Lexington, USA. With these students and scholars, I have been exchanging the thought process with many professionals in different parts of the world. I have evolved with my students and researchers. I have evolved a world vision 2030 for prosperity with peace for the entire world. I am very happy to share and discuss this vision in this important meet at RSIS Singapore. Of course, World Vision needs further research inputs and thoughts from multiple societies, including RSIS. Let us see the global world system for prosperity and peace, World Vision, I call it World Vision 2030. I visualize the distinct profile for the nation of the world in 2030, which will be a great enabler for a new global order system for prosperity and peace. What are they? Number one, a world of nation where the divide between rural and urban, rich and the poor, developed and developing has narrowed down. Next one, the world of nation where there's an equitable distribution and adequate access to energy and quality water. A world where core competence of each nation, identified, missions synergizing the core competence of the different nations lead to the economic advantage and faster development for all the societies. A world of nation where all the students of the societies are imparted education with value system. A world of nation where affordable quality health care is available to all. A world of nation where the governance is responsive, transparent and corruption free. A world of nation where crime against women and children are absent and none in the society feels alienated. A world of nation where is able to give a clean green environment to all its citizens. A world of nation that is a world that is prosperous, healthy, secure, devoid of terrorism, peaceful, happy and continues with a sustainable growth path. Finally, the world of nation with creative leadership who ensure effective mechanism to resolve conflicts between nation and societies in a timely manner, keeping overall peace, prosperity of the world as a goal. Friend, this is the kind of the world which you have to give to the youth of the world. As I see the thinkers from various dimensions in front of me, I can see each one of you contributing to one of the development pillars I focused or other aspects of the World Vision 2030. Now, Asia has a significant role in the realization of this global vision, what I projected. Let me elaborate. Asia is a global human resource cadre. Asia represents 60% of the human population of the world. With a nation like India, who have youth potential, Asia's population has the opportunity to be the skill force of the world. For example, in August 2010, The Economist, in an article named The Himalaya of Hiring, reported that 2016, 4 out of every 10 new global workers will be from India. China is already regarded as the manufacturing hub for the world. It is believed that India would create 50 million highly skilled personnel to be generated every year for the next decade. Thus, the need of the hour is to empower the Asian youth with the global skills leading to the formation of a global human resource cadre. This will require Asian universities and industries to come together and create the necessary infrastructure and knowledge base for skill dissemination, skill certification, and skill upgradation. The next area is Asian Pura Mission. Asia has 30% of the land area and a significant rural population. Moreover, with 3.8 billion people in the continent, Asia has to depend on its farms for feeding its population. This will require innovation in agriculture science and a focused mission on rural development. Let me suggest a sustainable rural development system which can be applied to the entire continent of Asia. It is called Pura, providing urban amenities in the rural areas. Pura envisages provision of physical connectivity, electronic connectivity, knowledge connectivity, leading to economic connectivity of the clusters of villages in different parts of the region. Based on the terrain and climatic condition, we will have hill Pura, plain Pura, coastal Pura, and desert Pura. The total number of Pura in India alone will be around 7,000. The Indian government, various state governments, NGOs, and private organizations are already working on the mission of implementing such Puras for rural development in India. I am sure The lessons of Pura implementation in India would be relevant for application of the Sustainable Rural Development Mission across the continent of Asia and elsewhere. For example, when I visited Philippines, I suggested that the model of island-based Puras and in Maldives, I put forward the vision of atoll-level Pura. Asia's potential to be an economic powerhouse. In the present situation of a turbulent world economy, Asia's role in the global economic equation is imperative. Nations like China, Japan, South Korea, and India and Singapore are among the leading economies of the world. China and India are amongst the fastest growing economies, whose GDP growth was relatively unaffected by even the global recession in 2008 and even now. Singapore and Hong Kong represent the regions where many of the world's financial and manufacturing companies have bases. Moreover, Asia, with its increasing prosperity, will represent a large fraction of demand and consumption in times to come. Thus, now, with the maturing economics in Asia, it is time to consider economical organization with full participation from the member nation of the Asian continent. This would require initiative on easier trade, fair policy, on currency exchange, sustainable business model, peaceful cooperation, and shared growth and responsibilities. Is it possible? There's a dream similar to European Union of Nations and the European Parliament, which I addressed, Asian Union of the Nation and Parliament. The audience should remember, I am talking about the growth and prosperity and peace of 3.8 billion people. Also, I believe as 21st century unfolds, the people of the Asia will give rising importance to higher economic growth, peace and prosperity instead of involving themselves in political and regional conflicts. Now, the third point I want to convey, energy independence in Asia. Energy independence in Asia. Asia is also center of the world's energy supply. Living in a time of crucial dependence of fossil fuel, the Middle Eastern nations with their petroleum reserves are the energy stations of the world. Nations like China and India, too, despite their limited petroleum resources, have made significant investment in the energy sector for energy independence. However, the need of the hour is now for Asia to take leadership in the upgradation of energy supply from fossil to green fuel. Asian nations are already among the top emitters of greenhouse gases, and as we progress, it's important that 60% of the population of the world does not take the historic path of the environment degradation being the cost of economic growth. So we need supply side as well as demand side management. Thus, Asia needs to collectively embark on a mission of energy independence, which is sufficing the demand of energy from completely green belt. It would require collaborative ventures in solar, wind, and nuclear power. One of the key areas would be research and development of the thorium power sector. Thorium-fueled reactors are much safer than uranium-powered ones. Use far less nuclear material. 1 metric ton of thorium gets as much as energy as 200 metric tons of uranium, and 3.5 million metric tons of coal produce waste, and that is toxic for a shorter period of time, 300 years, versus uranium is tens of thousands of years. And it's hard to weaponize. In fact, thorium can even feed off toxic plutonium waste to produce energy. And because the biggest cost in nuclear power is safety, and thorium reactors cannot melt down, they will eventually be much cheaper too. Therefore, it is essential to pursue the development of the nuclear power using thorium reserves, of which are high in many nations, including India. All Asian countries, with their scientific capacities and their presence of large reserve thorium, can work together for thorium-based power plant to the world. Another area for realizing unlimited amount of clean energy is that space-based solar power. I have recently this system, the space solar power system, with the National Space Development Council of USA and China's Environment and Energy Summit, I addressed them in Beijing. Solar power satellite will not only power Asia, but the whole world. Friends, space-based solar power has many advantages over the traditional terrestrial-based solar plants. First, the level of solar irradiation is about 1.4 times in the extraterrestrial level than at the surface of the Earth. Second, in case of surface-based solar power plant, the panels can collect solar power for about 6 to 8 hours only. Whereas in the case of space-based solar power, the collection time is 24 hours. Also, the space-based solar power plants are not affected by weather conditions, which may bring down the efficiency in case of terrestrial power plant. Thus, space-based solar power, which I am advocating, would be far more effective in their efficiency and power generation than the land-based system. There are three major focus areas in the space-based solar power plant. First component is the space-based solar power plant. Second is the Earth-based collection system. And the third important aspect is the medium of transmission from space to Earth. The aspect of safety and efficiency has to be paramount in the energy transmitted space back to Earth, either through microwave or any other technology like laser technology. One way to increase the safety and improve the efficiency could be the evolution of nano energy packs, which I am advocating, nano energy packs which are reusable and can move like a small batteries, carrying charge back and forth from space solar station to ground reception. Another important factor is the cost of the space-based power plant, which given the current launch technologies would be very high and needs to be brought down. Among the largest cost component of installing a space-based solar power plant will be launching cost of the component. The current estimate ranges billions of dollars for an average plant size. There is a need to bring down this cost. The long-term cost of space solar power plant for the period of 20 years of operation has been brought down to under small cost per kilowatt to make it economically sustainable. Can we do this? It has to come through a multi-pronged approach where Asian nations, Asian researchers, and Asian universities can take the lead. Friends, Asia towards confluence of civilization. Asia represents the cradle of human civilization. With ancient civilizations like the Indus Valley, Mesopotamia, and Chinese, all the major religions of the world can trace their origin in the continent of Asia. For long, humanity has been obsessed with the differences in faith and civilizations. For long, it has been a cause of conflict and disturbed peace. Now we need to work on the meeting place of all the civilizations and religions, and also harness the unique philosophies which are good for humankind as a whole. None other than Asia is the best placed to embark on such a mission in this crisis-ridden world. In essence, we have to build brick by brick unity in diversity. Singapore has been a great hub in business and commerce. It could also be a great hub for evolving unity in diversity with its multilingual, multi-religious heritage. This will eventually lead to generation of where prosperity with peace is promised through a confluence of civilization. It will be an example for all other nations to follow. In conclusion, friends, so far I have discussed about the global vision, its component, how Asia is vital in the mission to realize them. I had touched upon the civilizational heritage of the continent. I wish to share some more ideas on the same. Righteousness in the heart of the human being leads to perfect life. Righteousness in the heart of the human being leads to a perfect life of an enlightened citizen. When I visit divine places in India and also Temple of Confucius in Taiwan, I realize how righteousness in the heart is propagated as our civilization strength. Let me recite a hymn evolved righteousness in the heart. It goes like this. Where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. Where there is a beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. Where there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. Where there is order in the nation, there is a peace in the world. Friends, as said by Confucius, 2,500 years ago, from the emperor down to the common man, the cultivation of the righteousness of righteous life is the foundation for all, he said. Hence, what the nation, the world need are the combination of Global Vision 2030 and righteousness in the heart of every citizen for realizing green, clean environment without pollution, having prosperity without poverty, peace without fear of war, and a happy place to live for all citizens of the nations of the world. With these words, I convey my best wishes to all the participants of Singapore Global Dialogue success in their mission of realizing societal peace and prosperity through confluence of civilization. May God bless you all, friends.
Thank you very much, President Kalam. In his address, President Kalam spoke of the confluence of civilizations, how we are approaching peace and prosperity of societies. I think underlying the argument made by President Kalam is the issue of human security, which goes beyond military security or the security of states to the security of people within that state and their well-being over the long term. I would like now to open the floor for questions. We have limited time, so could you please put your questions succinctly? The first question, please. Yes, please. General Yao.
Thank you very much for a very good presentation, keynote address. Your Excellency, my question is about nuclear weapons. You have been crucial to make India a nuclear weapon state, de facto nuclear weapon state. And right now there are a sweeping movement of the world toward a nuclear-free world, nuclear weapon-free world. So do you think it's possible to achieve for the mankind ever to have a nuclear weapon-free world? And if so, what Indians should do to contribute to the process? Thank you.
It's a beautiful question. I would like 2 points I would like to suggest. One is India as a nuclear weapon state. We had a nuclear doctrine. We have got a nuclear doctrine. That doctrine, the principal point is no first use. No first use. That's a principal point. Second one is we are total nuclear disarmament. India want to be a partner in the total nuclear disarmament mission. Third is we appreciate any collaboration between the nations, what is happening. For example, recently, US President and Russian President, they met. Both of them have got 10,000 nuclear warheads. They said they are going to reduce in number of years' time. They will reduce to 1/3. So it's a good movement. One day I visualize that instead of spending money in the nuclear weapon area, all of us should spend money putting a solar power satellite, radiating the clean energy from space down to our Earth nations. Okay.
Next question, please. Yes, please. Ron Matthews.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for a most interesting talk. I've spent some time in India, and it's struck me that when I was there a few years back, this was during the period prior to 1992, when liberalization started to take root, there was an environment characterized by state intervention, industrial licensing, planning. And it was a claustrophobic economy. And in your talk today, one of the themes was technology development. And I'd like to know your view on the positioning of India today in terms of if you're going to be a mega power rather than just a great power, the emphasis ought to be on domestic technological development capability. rather than dependence on other nations. As the heritage of state planning stultified your technological dynamism in India, or are we on the verge of a great breakthrough? Thank you.
Well, sir, it's a very interesting question. Makes me to think. You know, any growing nation, we are a developing nation. We want to, by another 9 years' time, by 2020, economically developed nation, that is by removing the people below poverty line, 300 million people. That's a real mission. Now, of course, technology is the main tool. Technology is going to be the main tool in agriculture, in the information technology, in the infrastructure and critical technologies and education, healthcare. But we are aware that technology in future cannot be developed exclusively for one nation. And it has to be, for example, there's a new technological systems coming in, what is called convergence of technologies. That means bioscience, biotechnology, information technology, nanotechnology. It comes in a big way for health science, going to make a big change. So here, I am advocating where multinational cooperation, certain area, in life science area of development, nation to nation cooperate. I told you, in the beginning of introduction, how India and Russia with technologically cooperating, investing $300 billion, we led to $10 billion. Imagine the same idea come to commercial area, how many nations will benefit? We spent a small amount for Pan-African e-network, 53 nations getting benefiting. So what I believe, we need a leadership for a new type of leadership. Win-win situation. Leadership thing, I have got something knowledge, I have got something technology. Let me cooperate with my neighbor. He has got another technology or a system. Let us cooperate together. That is, I call leader of magnanimity. This world needs leader of magnanimity. Not warlike mind, not war business. We need leader of magnanimity in thinking, in action.
Yes, could we take both those questions together, please?
How?
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Anselm Chu from Global Youth Congress, Singapore. I actually have two questions.
Yes, sir.
First question is relating to Ambassador Kishore Mahbubani's talk this morning. He mentioned about United Nations Security Council lacking in the presence or representation from Asia powers. So what do you think, how long more will UN or the Western powers accept Asian powers like India and Japan to be a permanent member in the Security Council? The other one is linked to India's rise. Recently we read a newspaper report from Straits Times about increased naval presence of India warships in South China Sea. Do you think India, in the perspective, will play a more active role in the regional situation? Thank you.
Sir, my feeling is, I have indicated in my presentation, United Nations and UN Security Council, it should represent 7 billion people of the world. It cannot represent half the population or quarter of the population. It should represent 7 billion of people. That is our population, world population. Now, naturally, that India, we believe, if you are Security Council, we can contribute in a big way, and it cannot be avoided. According to me, it's only a question of time. India and many other nations should get a place in the Security Council. Regarding China and India, we are one of the largest partners, China and India. We do a business of $50 billion with them. Now it's growing. The Chinese, India was growing the business and trade. Now, each one has to walk in his own or in her shadow. And China has got a civilizational strength and India has got a civilizational strength. But we meet, as Chaulai said, and not Chaulai, as Confucius said, and Lord Buddha said, righteousness in the heart will lead to the beauty in the character, that leads to harmony in the home, that leads to peace in the world. So it looks to me, finally we have to work for India, China, of any other nation, prosperity and peace of the world. That's what I have proposed. What's called 2030 vision, world vision, is peace and prosperity of the world, not only India and China. We want to see, just like you saw how a small money, the Pan-African E-network is came out, how small money between two nations brought a business proposals like India, Russia. So this is what we should do. Our future way of thinking should be, strategy should be, what can I do for my people? What can I do for the world? That's the type of thing a world leader should think in terms of what I can do for the world. Instead of saying, what can I take? We should think in terms of what can I give to the world? That is the real leadership. That is the real leadership of magnanimity.
The final question over there, please.
Thank you. My name is Yusmadi Yusof. I'm from Malaysia, Member of Parliament. On confluence of civilizations, I'm for what Excellency say about collaborative entrepreneurship, so to speak. But being a young leaders here, I would like to ask your suggestion, because for me, I'm struggling to really understand Mahabharata, and even to understand